Hello everybody, it's a little bit early on a Sunday evening. This is Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and I'm just making sure that I can get on live. The last couple of weeks in a row, as soon as I've gone live, it has cut me off. So, of course, since I'm going to get on early today, it's not going to do that. But that's okay. We'll just kind of chill for a second and make sure that everybody has a chance to get on and that I stay on. So let me tell you all, anybody who's listening, I see a couple of folks coming in, a couple of Jeans. Hey, Jean and Donna. If you have trouble as we go on through the video, there have been some rumors about problems with Facebook Live videos in the last couple of 3 days. So if you have any trouble, try signing in on a mobile device like an iPad or an iPhone, but it looks like people are on. Hey Julie, hey Karen. So maybe we're going to get lucky and Mr. Zuckerberg has fixed his issue. Yeah, I'm glad you guys could get on. All right, so I'm going to take off my glasses, which means I can only see sorta. Hey Jean. And I'm going to show you our project for the day. You can see we're probably going to use some Stampin' Blends. Otherwise, why would I have them out? What we're going to use today is the Lots to Love Box Framelits die set and a non-related set called Southern Serenade, which is gorgeous. I think that's one of the prettiest flower stamps that we've got. And of course, the lace is lovely too. Hey, Jean, I'm glad you've got Sharon and Janet with you. I appreciate that. I've got the shakes, huh? Yep, see, that's what I've heard. That's the problem, and I can see it. I can see it on my computer. If it gets really horrible, try it on a mobile device. Try signing off on your laptop and getting on an iPad. Hey, Karen, thank you for joining. There have been I can see it. I'm not shaking, I promise. I've long since gotten over being nervous around you guys, so... it's something to do with Facebook, and I apologize for that. Hey, Mary, thank you for joining, and Donna, I appreciate it. So anyway, I hope it will get better, Jean, but I make no promises because Facebook has been having issues this week, and I guess they maybe didn't get it finished. Anyway, we are going to make a very cute little box with the Lots to Love box framelits, and I'm using some Sweet Soiree Specialty DSP. Now, when you use this die, it looks like this. This is the large die in the Lots to Love box framelit set, and when you make a box, you have to cut 2 of these, all right? And I have done that already with some of the, hey Paula, I know, it's a Facebook thing. I promise you my table's not even moving and I do not have the shakes, so it's a Facebook video problem. If it gets too horrible, try switching over to a mobile device. I've heard that that can be better, and I'm seriously hoping that the replay on YouTube is better. Otherwise, I don't know. Hey Karen, hi Paula, hey Amy. If you switch to an iPad or iPhone, it's much, much better. Okay, so Amy is on, and she's watching with a mobile device. So if you are getting too many jitters, please try an iPad or an iPhone, and that ought to help it. So anyway, when you make this box, you're going to cut 2 of these framelits out. So I'm using the Sweet Soiree Specialty paper. And I think you will like using this heavier paper better than some of the thinner DSPs when you use this, and because you're doing a lot of folding and a lot of manipulating, and some of those lighter weight papers can have some problems. So that's what we're going to do, but we're going to go another little step, because this is not an empty box by any stretch, because what fun is an empty box? No, there's not $100 bills in here, sorry. What I have done is made some coordinating note cards, and these are with the Whisper White narrow note cards and envelopes, and these are so much fun. I hope they continue on. And you can see I have simply repeated that really pretty flower image and colored it with my Stampin' Blends in Daffodil Delight, and this is Pool Party and Pumpkin Pie. And I've just made an inside. Each of the insides has a slightly different sentiment, so whoever gets this will have multiple note cards with different sentiments. And I've made it all coordinate because, you know, that's what I like. And so let's close this up. And I wanted to show you one other fun little thing. I learned the other day on another video that the 2 1/4 circle punch makes a perfectly sized circle to line the narrow note cards. Aren't those cute? And you know me, I do like to put something on an envelope. So each of the envelopes is coordinating to its colored stamp. And let us commence, shall we? I will set this aside so that we can use it. And I'm going to set this aside as well. Let me see who I've missed. Thank you guys. I think I love this stamp set. It is so beautiful. If you didn't use anything but just that one flower image, it would be worth having the Southern Serenade stamp set. All right, so I have cut 2 of the Lots to Love box framelits dies. And when you put them together, one upside down and one right side up, like so. Okay? Now let me show you something. My first one I made with some True Gentleman DSP because I thought that would be really cool. But I am going to recommend that when you make these, unless you're way better at this than I am, or it doesn't bother you as much, one of the other. Hey, Sarah and Carol, thank you for joining. Unless it doesn't bother you to not have stripes and things like that lining up, use a pattern that doesn't need, it's like a wallpaper. It's a non-repeating pattern. So when I made it with this one, instead of using this, which I thought would be fun, and actually that would still work because I've got it going opposite, but if you had them going like this, then that would drive me batty. So that's just my own personal preference, but you can see what it looks like in a slightly different. This is much lighter weight. All right, so I'm going to put this aside. Okay, so when you cut these, it also creates the score lines, which is handy. So to begin with, just kind of go along and get all your score lines ready to rock, like this. And we'll go along the sides. And you want to be a little careful. You can't get too ham-fisted or you're going to tear it. Even this thicker paper will tear. I mean, it is paper after all. So we're just going to go ahead and fold all of these creases on both pieces. The creases on the pieces. Yes. All right, and our little flaps. Now there is a die that you can add to this top that cuts a little hole so that you've got a finger grab, but I didn't do that. I didn't see a need for it, and it's not very difficult to open or close the box even without it. So you can certainly do that if you like, but I did not. All right, so I've got everything folded, and I'm going to use tear and tape because with 3D kinds of projects, it's always better to use something. Hey, Jean, no worries about being late. I'm hoping it's maybe not so jittery. For those who just came on, if you're having jitter problems with the videos, give it a try on an iPad or an iPhone. Apparently, for some reason, mobile devices are having a little better luck today. So all we're going to do is we're going to adhere these like so. So I'm going to put some tear and tape adhesive on this inside piece. And I'm trying to be relatively close to the end. We'll cut that off. These are pretty easy to make. All right, and I'm not going to put the other piece on yet because I'm not sure I'll get it on the right side, so I'm going to go ahead and put this together to start with. We'll peel that off. I don't know if you guys, did you ever use the older tear and tape, the one with the red covering? That was kind of a booger sometimes to get off, but this new one with the craft cover is much easier. So really all I'm doing is kind of lining up this bottom edge with that crease so that the other side ends up with this crease over here like that. All right. So let's just do that. And we'll put it together like so. And then I'm going to put some more tear and tape on this edge. I like this little box, and one of the reasons I like it, you'll see, especially when I decorate it, is that you can wrap some ribbon around it, or in the case of this card box, some linen thread, and it won't keep it from opening and closing. Hey, Kathy. Thank you, Julie. I think it will be a nice little gift. Okay, so we're just going to pull this off, and then I'm going to bring the other side to it, and just take your time here because you want them to line up, and you know that tear and tape is pretty stout, so if you get it pushed down before you're ready, you'll have a heck of a time getting it back up. But just want to make those line up as best you can, and then you can kind of stick your finger in there in both ends and give it a good press. Et voila, one each little box. And it just closes up nice and snug on one end, and we can leave this top end open because we're going to fill it, and that will not hurt us even the tiniest bit when we get ready to decorate it because, well, it's a top opening box. Okay, so let us go on with our decorations so that you can remember where we're headed. This is the front, but I'm going to do the front of this one in yellow because I can, and that's what I want to do. So what I have is I have Whisper White cardstock and some Night of Navy, kind of an arbitrary color, but it goes nicely with the what is this called? DSP. And all I'm going to do is adhere one of the pieces. They're identically sized, so unlike a regular mat where you'd have the mat a little bit bigger than the card front that it was matting, I've kept these the same size. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is take some liquid glue, and adhere the mat. And you can see I've already done a little stamping and coloring because otherwise we'd be here until, like, you know, ever trying to get done as you watch me color, and nobody wants that. So all I'm doing is kind of centering this on the front of the box, but at an angle because I like angle things. And then I'm going to take some linen thread and wrap it 3 or 4 times around. What I'm going to do is take a little piece of, not that one, just set that one aside, Mary. Some Fast Diffuse, and I'm going to run a piece of it right across the front there, like that. And that's going to be what I use to adhere my linen thread. And we'll just give this a few little wraps, like that. And then we'll straighten it up, push it down, and give it a snipper, a little snipper, like so. All right. And then I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals. Julie, yeah, I'm not sure if that's my internet or just Facebook being a pill. Whatever it is, I apologize. So I'm just using some dimensionals here. These happen to be mini, but you could use the regular size. This is just what was on my table because I did such a fine job preparing. Right? No. But we're going to put a couple in here to give it a little bit of oomph. A little bit of oomph. And then we'll just tear these off. All right. So can you guys believe that January is almost over? That is crazy. I just got through submitting my tutorial, my project for the monthly tutorial for February. It uses the Cross of Hope and the Hold On to Hope stamp set. So if you order from me in February, you will get a tutorial with 5 or 6 projects using that wonderful set. And you know I love it, so I think you will too. Now all I'm doing is I'm popping it at an angle on the card front and just kind of eyeballing it and giving it a press down like so. All right, now straighten that up a little bit. We're gonna make a Billy Moan bow. How many cards fit in the box? Well, I got 3 and they're envelopes, and my cards all have dimensionals on them. So you could get another one in there, actually. So it's pretty decent size. I mean, you can see how big it makes. And that's my hand, so you can see the size. All right, so here we go. We're gonna make a Billy Moan bow, and we're gonna make this look prettier on the back too. So it's not quite so yoogly, Okay. Now remember Billy Moan. I'm gonna wrap 4 times around 4 fingers, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna wrap 4 times around 2 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and snip that off. And then this is why I like these opposing tweezers. Somebody several videos ago reminded me that I could use those as a third hand, and they were so right. So you just squish those loops together and give it a little bit of a twist, and then you can grab it in your tweezers like so. Cut off another little length and wrap it around and tie it in a snug knot like that. All right. Now you know it must be going to be quick to do the cards since we're almost done already with just the box. All right, and then you just kind of fiddle with this bow until it is how you want it to look. And the joy of this bow is that you don't want it to be perfect. Why would you? I know. I do miss Billy's blog. It's hard to believe she's not doing this anymore. It's crazy. She's quite the artist. And I will be forever grateful for this bow right here. I love this bow right here. All right, so it just wants to be kind of sloppy looking and kind of cash. And then you're going to take a glue dot and place it on the card front and place your Billy Moan bow right there like that. Give it a little snip. Do you see that Stampin' Dimensional cover trying to hitchhike right there? Shame. All right, and as a final little finishing touch, did you guys know, you remember this punch? The cookie cutter builder punch? Well, that right there is a little tiny heart. And so what I've done is I have cut a few of those, 6 in fact, little tiny hearts out of Night of Navy cardstock, and I'm just going to adhere those to the front of this box. Oh my goodness, I can see the jitteriness still on my computer. But at least I can still see myself, or my hands, so that I can make sure I'm still on, as it were. Okay. And there's a heart. We're going to do 3 on the front, and then each card is going to get just 1 on the front. There we go. Now, you could, in fact, if you wanted to, you could use the enamel shapes, but I just thought it was kind of fun to use this punch, because I've got it, and why not? Why wait until, you know what, I don't want that quite so, like laying on its side like a lazy heart. Okay, and then let's put this one right there. And there you go, folks. That is our box. So I'm going to close that up, and then we're going to make some cards to go inside, yeah? Oh, wait. I forgot. I'm going to put a pearl basic jewel on each of the full flowers. So right in the middle, because pearls are good, right? I love pearls. You could use rhinestones if you prefer, but I kind of like the pearls for this one. Hey, thank you, Karen. I do love this little box. It's kind of fun. And what's going to be cool is I'm going to have 2 of these to give to somebody. And you know who I think is going to get them is the next 2 people who sign up with me as a demonstrator. So that's going to be like a double whammy of good. You'll get a nice little box of note cards. You'll get $125 worth of goodies for $99, and you'll get 2 free stamp sets. And you'll get me as your upline. So, bonus, 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 bonus. Okay, let's set this aside. And that is all good through Stamp Celebration. Of course, I just lost my ability to speak. Okay, now let us refresh our memories about our cards that we're making. We have 3 cards. They each have one of the sentiments from Southern Serenade. I'm so blessed to call you my friend. Thank you and happy birthday. And then I embellished each one with this little stamp. All right, so let us make some. Can you unsign? Yeah, but you got to wait 90 days. Well, actually, that's true. You could, because unless you don't want to sign up with me, which would just, crush me, Julie. But yes, you could do that, I suppose. All right, so what we have here is some more Night of Navy mats, and these happen to be 2 1/4 by 4 inches. You'll need 2 for each card because there's one on the front and the back, and then of course I needed a 7th one for the front of my box. And then we have some Whisper White pieces, and they're the same size, 2 1/4 by 4. And what I did, just to save us a little time, is I went ahead and stamped, before you all arrived, I stamped the pretty Southern Serenade image on the front in tuxedo black memento ink. You can also use the archival, but I used the tuxedo, and you just want to be sure it dries really good. You saw that I had already colored one with my Daffodil Delight light and dark Stampin' blends. And this is one that's done with Pumpkin Pie, and this is Pool Party. And so I'm going to do one more so that you can see how I did the coloring, because I know you're fascinated by that. And we're going to do this in Daffodil Delight. So the way I do this, oh, yes, you want the cards. Okay, Julie, bring it. Except you lose everything, so don't do that. You'll lose your flex points and all of your... No, don't do that. All right. So what I do when I'm coloring things like this, with the Stampin' Blends, it's important in my world that you stamp or that you color small parts and get them done and then move to another part. If you try to color like everything and then go back and blend, you're going to have a harder time because this alcohol ink wants to be blended when it's still wet, okay? Yes, Julie, you will have to make your own. Anybody else, though, this is the time. So what I do is I take the lid off of both of my blends. I like to use the small end, not the brush tip, because it's much more controllable. And on this particular image, what I did is I used the light one on all of these little buds. I think these are buds. I just decided that because they look like buds to me. And I just went and I colored all of those. And then I colored each flower one at a time. Or as Paula Dean would say, one at the time, which is just not right. So what I did is I colored with the light in the whole thing, and then, and I don't know if this is right, I'm really not an artist, but I play an artist on TV. So what I do here is I take the dark blend and I just kind of outline the edge, and then I go back with the light blend and, blend it like that. All right, so then I'll move on to the next flower. But you can see it takes a minute to do this, right? Which is why I did some ahead. And you can be a little more creative with it than I'm being if you like. If you're really good, maybe you're one of those people who says, okay, I'm going to draw a sun up here, and that's where my sun is coming from. I never learned that. So it's just going to have to be how it is. Color with the light blend, and then I just color the center in and color around the edges like that. Thank you, Karen. You're sweet. And then I just kind of blend it up And these blends are so forgiving and nice. You get a nice little gradation of color without even trying very hard. Color the middle with the dark, color around the edges. See why I did these ahead? Because golly Moses, how many of these could you watch me do? Oh, good Lord, Mary, you'd be like, God, get done, get done. All right. Now you do have to be a little careful, be a little mindful, because otherwise you're going to end up coloring like right in there, like that's a flower, and of course it's not. So you got to be paying attention to where your flowers are. Whoa! Oh, that could have been so bad right there. Fortunately, it only got on my shirt, not on my card. All right, we'll keep doing this. Are you guys all have the blends, and are you loving them? What do you think? What are you thinking about the blends, everybody? You loving them? Yeah. I'm kind of liking them too. Actually, I'm liking them more than kinda. I like them quite a bit, and I really hope that when the next annual catalog comes out that we see more colors, more colors. I want more colors. Now you can also go back with just your light one and do a little bit of additional coloring in those buds, and that'll start some layers and make some more, that'll make some more depth. Yep, they are kind of learning. It's a skill that you have to practice a lot. It's not something, I mean, I think maybe some people are born with the ability to mix colors and blend stuff and get lots of depth to things, but I think most of us, we have to learn it, right? All right, so there's that flower. I'm gonna go ahead and take my dark blend and just kind of add a little bit of depth to some of these buds, not very much. And get those blended up. The thing I like about them is you're not going to look at them and go, oh look, she really put 2 different colors on those flowers and then blended them up. It doesn't work that way. It's a much more subtle thing. It just gives gives everything you do some life. Okay, so then I took my light and dark old olive and did the same thing, but with the leaves. Yes, do not be scared. Definitely get them and try them. Get the Color Me Happy set and the 3 or 4 colors that go with that, and I think you'll get some good practice in. So I've got my dark one blend, and I'm just putting a few little pieces where those buds come and a couple of the leaves. Like that. And then I'm going to take the light blend and add it to the leaves. Then what I'm going to do, I missed that little bud guy, but that's okay, is just color the leaves. Use an easy touch because it will kind of bleed a little bit if you're not careful. And here's the other tip I have, where the Stampin' Up! Designers have put like those creases, you know, where the leaf would be creased. Use those. Don't reinvent the wheel. Use those. So I just put a little bit of the dark blend color over those and then blend again with the light, and then I go on to the next leaf. Easy, also peasy. I'm gonna go crazy and do 2 leaves here. Alrighty. Yeah, I love this image. I just think it's the prettiest one. How many of those have I said? Somebody should go back and watch the videos and count how many times I say, this is the prettiest one in the whole catalog. I love it the best. It's my favorite. How many times have I said that? Oodles, boodles. What that tells you is there's a lot of really cool stamp sets in the Occasions catalog and in the Celebration flyer. Really good. Really good sets. Okay, and a little dark. And the blends stay damp enough. They aren't, I'm not drying out my markers here. And it saves a lot of time having to open and close. So just hold them in your hand and switch back and forth like that. See how fast? It was like lightning, wasn't it? Like lightning. Slick like butter. You know, I'm not even looking at the comments. Are you guys laughing at me? Uh-huh. You have 3 years of videos? Oh, no, I haven't even been doing videos for 3 years, Karen. No, no, no. Only the... When did I start doing videos? I don't even remember now. Feels like a while, but it hasn't been that long. Okay, so that is that. Now I'm going to build my note cards. And I have pre-folded 3 of the new Whisper White narrow note cards and envelopes. I love, 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 love these. They're so fun. And I'm going to build these a little differently than you might be used to seeing me build, because I'm going to be a rogue, and I'm going to build from the front in. Why? I don't know. Because I can. Because I can. So first I'm going to put my mat on, and I'm going to put it on just a little bitty angle, not very much, like that, but a little less so that it isn't overlapping the edge. There we go. And then I'll take one of my card fronts. So the first one of these I made, because I'm a dork, I stamped my image very carefully on the front of the note card, colored it all in with my Stampin' Dimensionals, opened the card and saw this, which did not look good at all. And so I cut it off and made it a card front and started adding mats and card fronts. So this was an evolving card. All right, and then I'm just gonna angle that the opposite direction, like so. Now, when I do my inside of each card, oh yeah, you're right, Paula. Gosh, it's been almost a year, hasn't it? That's crazy. Man. So have I learned anything? Am I different or am I still the same? That is the question. For those of you who've been watching, am I different or do I still do the same? I don't know what I hope the answer is. All right, so I'm going to put this one on the inside. And I'm going to show you why I'm doing this oddly. You're going to be like, Mary, you never do it like that. Why are you doing it like that? I'm going to show you why. There's method to my madness. There's also an element of risk. Not for the faint of heart, people, to build your card in your card. Okay? It's not for the faint of heart. You must be brave. Be brave. Be brave. All right, I'm going to put this on at a slightly angle like that. Now let me show you why I did that. Because, thank you, Jean. Yes, now you are correct on that, Karen. I have been blogging for 3 years now or so. Okay, so now I have my card liner in there, and I have all of my sentiments are already on their blocks, and I have already set up my, well, I've lost one. Oh, there it is. Okay. I've already set up my Stamp-A-Majig, and so let's pick one. The reason I did my liner and put it in like that is I want my sentiment to still be straight with the card. And so if I had made the sentiment straight like that and then stuck it in and put it on an angle, then it would have been cattywampus. And so I put it in at its angle, and then I'm going to put my sentiment in like this. And somewhere is my Stamp-A-Majig. Here we go. All right. And we're going to stamp that. More confident, but still the same. I'm going to take that. I like it, Paula. Just going to stamp that in some Night of Navy. Now you can see where the risk is coming in. Right? Because if I screw this up. All right. And then I'm going to take my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm inking up that little pretty little bud image, and I'm gonna stamp it right there like that. And then I'm going to set it aside and let it dry. Okay? You really do want to let these dry before you color them with the Stamps-N-Lingers. Okay, so now let us quickly make another card. And it's the same, repeat multiple times. Aren't you glad I colored them? My Merryisms. Yes, I have my own little language. Is it thick whisper white? No, it is not thick whisper white. It is regular whisper white. But you'll notice I don't have a whole lot of it. I've got 2 mats there, so don't do that. It is not thick whisper white. It is regular. I'm going to put this on the front, like so. Take one of my pre-stamped and colored card fronts. And I'm using the liquid glue, so I have a little bit of time. And we'll swing it like that. Okay, and then do the inside. Do 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 do. Now you're probably noticing that I'm swinging some way and some the other ways because it does not matter that much. It's just not that critical. And we'll put a blank piece here. And then we'll pick a second sentiment. I know, I am a singer. If I wasn't a card maker, I'd probably be on The Voice or The Four or American Idol or any one of those other 4,692,000 talent shows. You know the one I wouldn't be on? The Bachelor. Those guys are cray-cray. All right, we're going to put thank you in this one, like so. Come here, Mr. Stamp-N-Majiggy. Stamp-N-Majiggy. Right. Hey, Rosalie, thank you for joining. Glad you could make it from Australia. It's morning there, right? Is it morning there? All right, be sure that we're stamping the right direction. Like so. And then we'll set that aside and stamp our little flower, who has disappeared. There he is. And I think we're going to put this one right there, like so. And set him aside to dry. And one more card, people. Bear with me. Stick with me. Stick with me. All we got left is decorating the fun stuff. All right. I'm going to move that out the way before I do something stupid, like stick my finger in it or my card. A little bit of matte on the front. I'm going to go that way. When I first made this set, I almost made it all with the same lunchtime and over 100. Ugh. Yuck, Rosalie. I almost made them all happy birthday because I think in my head, these are gift insert sizes, right? I mean, I probably wouldn't try to put a stamp on these and mail them by themselves, these little narrow cards. So I see them as going in a gift. But then I decided perhaps not everybody thinks that. And so I decided to give whoever gets these one of each kind of sentiment. Because originally they were all going to be happy birthday. Now, when you make these, maybe you'll make them all happy birthday. Maybe you'll use a sentiment from a completely different set. But what's fun about Southern Serenade is that it already has a thank you, a friend sentiment, and a birthday sentiment, which I really like. I like the versatility, the beautiful images, the beautiful flower images on top of really good sentiments makes it a really nice set. Very, very versatile. All right, and here's our last inside liner. We're almost going to be to the point where we have done this without making an error. So hold your breath, everybody, hold your breath. Let me wipe off a little of that glue right there. And let's see, what have we not used? Oh, happy birthday. Okay. And we'll just line that up straight like a so. And you know, I keep moving I put the Stamp-N-Majig in a different spot every time. Okay. And there we go. We'll get happy birthday out and ink him up. Probably be good to put him on right side up, don't you think? Okay. And then one last flower on here. We're going to put him right there like that. And we'll set him aside to dry. You know what we're going to do right quick, like a bunny, while we have our black ink open. Oh, you can mail them in Europe and the UK. Oh, that's cool. Ah. Thank you, Fran. I appreciate it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp the front of each of my envelopes with my little flower so that they can start to dry like that. Okay, set those aside where they won't rub on each other, and then get this smudge looking for a spot to happen out of the way. Alrighty, okay. Now, let us go back and do some quick coloring. Some quick coloring right here. And we'll do an envelope and an inside in yellow. Did you see what I almost did there? Yeah, you almost caught me, people. I almost didn't know which one I was using. Oh my goodness, that could have been bad. What if I had colored the inside with bleu on the pink or the yellow card? Oh, that would have been horrifyingly horrible. All right, so just using a little bit of Daffodil Delight. Got those both colored, so I can close them up. And then I'll use my Old Olive at the end and just do all of them. Yes, the Stamp-N-Majig is the bomb diggly. Okay, now there's yellow done. And now we'll do Pool Party. Again, both of your, alrighty. And just color the flowers with the light one. And these are small enough and you're close enough together that you can do both of these flower sets at the same time. And then give a little accent with the dark. Not very much. The Pool Party is a very subtle difference. But it's worth doing, I think, still, because it's registered in your brain, I think, even if you can't really say, oh, look, she used two different colors. All right, and then we'll finish up with Pumpkin Pie, and then I'll come back and do all of the Old Olive at once, right? Thank you, Angie. That's very sweet. All right. And we're just going to color those with the light Pumpkin Pie. Like that. And then accent with the dark. And blend again with the light. And you guys know that you can do dark light instead of light dark, but it just works in my brain better to go light to dark. All right, so now let us do some lives and we'll be done with the Stampin' Blends. All right, here we go. And quick like a bunny. guys all ready for the work week? I'm not. I don't know how the weekend can go so fast and then it takes forever to get through the week. I don't even know. Hey, are any of you guys, Julie, I know you are, and if Linda's on, I know she is. Any of you guys live in Georgia? You want to come stamp with me sometime? I'd love to have some folks come stamp with me. And you could meet Finn, and it would be so fun. And if you live near Georgia and want to join the team, we're getting ready to do an Amy's Ink and Crew Stamp and Retreat up in the North Georgia mountains at a log house. Well, it might not be log, but it'll be a mountainy house for certain sure. And it's going to be fun, and we're going to make projects, and we're going to eat. I'm going off my diet, just straight up going off my diet. And we're going to have a great time, and if you're part of the team, we would love to have you join us. Almost done. Hang with me, folks. Hang with me. Yeah, Karen, it would be fun. Jean, one of these days I'm coming to Florida, and we are going to stamp, and we're going to get Karen, and we're going to stamp, and it's going to be fun. We're going to have Sharon and Judy and Janet and Karen and Jean, and we're going to have a good time. That's going to happen. That is going to happen. All right, so everything is colored, and all that is left to do, well, two things are left to do. First, I'm going to set the envelopes aside. And I'm going to put some jewels on the front of my cards when I find my Twizzlers. There they are. All right, here we go. I'm showing you this because it's really high technical stuff. Mostly I'm doing it because I'm afraid if I don't finish these during the video, I won't finish them. I'll be ready to send them and be like, they don't have their jewels. Oh no, they have no jewels. All right, there's that one. And we'll do the yellow. I saw your craft room, Jean, and it is a beautiful thing. You get it ready. If you build it, they will come. I have Finn here holding those two jewels together in a way that is not appropriate for putting on there. So I'm going to just set them aside, and I'll play with them later or just toss them. You'll be glad to know I'm not going to mess with them while you're trying to watch. All right. Some days, have you guys noticed that some days jewels and rhinestones and stuff can just be so persnickety? So persnickety. Okay, well, almost there. Almost there. And that one wanted to be persnickety. See? Why? Why? The perversity of an inanimate object. And when we get done with this, we're going to put a little heart on the front of each one that I just so happen to have stamped. Do you remember where these, or punched? Do you remember where these came from? I send a lot of cards. I use them, right now I'm using them as customer thank yous, so I'll send those out. And I send birthday cards. Mostly to the ladies in my downline, because that seems like the right thing to do, and I like sending them to them. But I do keep a lot of cards around, because you never know when you just might need one, right? And then we'll do this. You guys remember where these little hearts came from? Somebody tell me. And the last one. Julie, I do too. I wish they would make a whole set, a whole sheet of all the same size, and I wish they would be the little tiny ones that used to be on the sheets, the little seed pearls. All right, so there are our cards. Pretty, huh? Now, one last thing to do, because it's so cool. I'm going to take my new, it's new, 2 1/4 inch circle punch, and I'm going to cut 3 circles from the same DSP that I used to make my box. This is Sweet Soiree Specialty DSP. It's this in the same pattern. I'm going to get my stamping trimmer out here. Hang on, running out of space. Yes, the tiny one's exactly correct. Now look at this, people. This is so cool. I'm going to take my little circle and I'm going to put some liquid glue on it. And I'm just going to stick it right inside the flap. Give it a little rub. Let it set for a minute and think about what it's going to do next, which is get creased. And there we go with that. And if it suited you, you could have put the foil side out, but I like the matchiness with this showing. I like it all to be coordinating. Yes, I'm that person that in the 80s I had the comforter and the shams and the curtains and the bed skirt that all matched. That was me. Okay, and now I'll just take my trimmer with my scoring blade, and all I'm doing is just lining up the score on the envelope flap itself with the little trough that you score with. And I'm giving that a good little rub like that. Okay. Do it to all 3. Quick like a bunya. Like a bunya. Important to use the gray scoring one, people. Trust me. If you use the dark gray one, you're gonna get a cut that you did not anticipate. Okay. All right, and we can set that back out the way. I saw it on a video, Julie, and I don't know, I do not for the life of me remember where, but she said that she had discovered that this 2 1/4 punch would make a circle that fit perfectly, and I was like, boom, doing that. All right, give that a little crease with the bone folder. And we're just about done, folks. Hey, did the jitteriness go away? Dark is death. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means, Paula. I'm sorry. I feel goofy, but I don't know what it means. All right. Now, here we have it. 3 note cards, nicely coordinating. I don't like to call it matchy-matchy. Let's call it coordinating. That fit perfectly in the Lots to Love box with its coordinating front. Like so. And you can see you could probably get one more set in there, but this is a comfortable fit. And it closes up nicely. Boom. What you think? You like? All right. All right. Well, you guys, I appreciate you spending a little time with me on this Sunday evening. And it is just about 9 o'clock. So thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will see y'all next Sunday evening. Bye-bye.